Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to the Skizzlecraft server. My name is RedWolf416, and I am so glad to be back. I am still recovering a little bit, so I am probably going to have a couple times where I'm going to have to mute so that I'm not coughing in your ears, but I am so glad to be back. And I have an echo in my ear. First, we need to get up where it's safe to sleep. Hey, Speedy Sloth, thanks for joining the chat. Okay, sorry about that little pause. Had to get rid of the echo in my ear. But inspiration has struck. It was one of those shower thoughts. And it has to do with my portal here. I have ideas for it, and I want to see if they are going to work. I'm not 100% certain that they will, but we're going to give it a go. And for it, I need some red stained glass. And then we're also going to be building out a structure. And I don't know, I may have built this portal a little bit too tall. I like the proportions on it, but that was for the old plan, and the old plan is no more. So we are actually going to be building kind of an Egyptian-style structure around this, and that portal just might be too tall. But let's try the red glass thing first. We're going to be going back and forth here and there between, let's see here. We're going to be going possibly to the resource world. We're going to be going to the shopping district. We're going to be going to the map world. We're going to be a little bit all over the place. Now, I'm not sure how long I am going to last on this stream tonight. Like I said, I'm still recovering from the flu, and it is affecting me. Sometimes I can be full of energy, and like 10 minutes later, I am just wiped out. So let's see what we can do tonight. I've already got 17 red glass, but I'm going to get a little bit more. I want to try a fog effect with red glass, and we're going to be trying something else as well that is maybe a little bit of a secret. Right now, I'm going to keep that box with all the dyes in there for now. I have started setting up filter blocks. I mean, I don't have them renamed, but these are going to be filter blocks for my sorting system. Eventually, I'm going to be using copper golems, but that is for a stream at another time. So let's see what we can get going here with the red glass. And I don't need to be suited up right now. I'm actually gonna open up a few spots in my inventory by dropping off some of my armor. Maybe we'll keep my work boots on, just in case. I want to, you know what? I should probably get some netherrack. We're gonna need that. Just as kind of temporary blocks, but they are also gonna add a little bit more of that red tint. If I can find where I left them. I think I was right next to them when I was over here. Yeah, let's get a couple stacks of those. And let's do a little bit of experimenting here. See if I can do this without accidentally teleporting myself. And how do I want to do this? That is flush there. Let's make this flush as well. Oh, that is one too high. There we go. And we'll just start out by laying down a layer of netherrack here. And we'll get that piece later. But now, I am only going to make this, I don't know, a few blocks high. This is just for proof of concept, but I want to get that fog effect going. Alright, and then we need to go down. We need to go out by a couple blocks and do this again. And for best effect, you need, as I understand it, you need at least 5 layers of glass with air blocks or air gaps in between to get really that full fog effect. So 15, let's see here, we've got 15 here, and we're going to be doing that times 5. That is 60, 75. I had 17 out of, yeah, I should have enough for that. Yeah, Speedy, yes, it is a struggle. The being worn out sick but want to keep pushing, it's tough. Like, I meant to have a stream last night, and it just did not happen. I mean, I was literally minutes away from starting it, and I just realized that I did not have it in me. And so I just did some low-key building and playing around in creative just to kind of have some forward progress on this without actually having the commitment of streaming. So if anybody was waiting for that stream last night, I apologize that I was a no-show, but I had to take care of me for a little bit. We have 3 layers here. Now, I have a feeling something else that I'm going to need as a final layer on this is I'm probably going to need some black concrete, because I want this to fade into darkness. Or maybe I should do red concrete, or maybe I could just do netherrack behind it, or actually a nice maroon would be the nether brick as the backstop for this. Just kind of have everything fade into a deep maroon void, as it were. Which I do have some nether bricks, so we will go and get that as soon as I get these 5 layers in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we're looking for. So let's do 1 more air block. Then this is where we need to put our nether brick. Let's go fetch that. Looks like I may have to also make a visit to the Ender real soon. Something I forgot to mention, though, is that music we are listening to is Stream Beats by Harris Heller, and it is DMCA free music that can be found on Spotify, and the album that we are listening to, I believe, is called Midnight. I am looking for a specific block or box that I thought that it had been out here, but I reorganized, and now that I reorganized, I don't know where anything is. Here we go. Not the red nether brick. Let's do this. Now, occasionally, I am going to have to mute it for unfortunate coughing fits, like right now. And we're back. Sorry about that. Oh, that is looking interesting. So I'm not sure how effective this effect will be when looking at it through the portal. And that's what we are testing right now. There's also the problem that as these, I'll kind of show this way. As you look further back to layer after layer, the layers look smaller and smaller. It's just a matter of perspective. It's a product of perspective. The layer of glass way in the furthest back looks smaller. So for the effect that I am going to be going for, each layer I'm going to be doing is going to have to be getting bigger by probably at least a block up and on either side too. So that's something I'll have to keep in mind too. And I need to, I'm possibly going to be making that fog effect go downward. so there isn't a ground floor. But let's see what this looks like from the other side of the portal. And yes, I realize this is a very spawnable area right now. Nope. Yeah. Okay, so as you're coming up to the portal, yeah, it's kind of hard to see it. There is also the thought of making it so the portal is activated with the flick of a button, so that it turns on. You get the chance to see the effect before the portal turns on. But I'm not sure if I want to get that technical with the portal. I may just leave the portal open all the time. Really don't know. But this is interesting. There are a couple things I want to also try with this to see if it enhances the effect. Let's make a little walkway for us. Okay, now what happens if we put light sources in between each of these? Does that improve the fog effect, or does it make it worse? Okay, that's kind of interesting. You get a little bit more sense of depth, even if you can't see what's going on quite as much. Let's take a little nap here. Yeah. Oh, I already have been taking those cough drops, Speedy, like they are candy. It's a problem though. Like I start taking too many of the cough drops, and they start giving me heartburn. So, it's everything in moderation. Unfortunately, with those cough drops. Let's see. So, I have something else that I want to try, and I'm not sure how effective it's going to be. I'm not sure if I have a proper map for it. If not, I'm going to go looking at the map world and see what other folks have. What is this? Nope, that's of my base. No, that won't work. Let's see what's in this shulker and this shulker. I don't think these have what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a very specific feature when it comes to the maps. And I wish so much that I could see these. Nope. 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 Go over here. What is this? Now, I apparently have two of those. No. No, I don't think any of these are going to have the features that I'm looking for. These are not the maps I'm looking for. Huh. It's because it wasn't in my hand. Okay. Nope. Okay. We need to go find something that we can buy from the map area. So let's head back to the spawn village. And you know what? Let's turn those coordinates off. I don't like having those blocking the view. Now, as we do go into the portal, we do get to see a little bit more of that effect, which works well. We're gonna see if we can find a map with what I'm looking for is some transparency in it, some void mapping. I don't know if there are any in the map area or if they're... I just don't know. I haven't been to the map world too much. Let's go check it out. Let's see. Oh, whoops. No, no. We'll put that back. What is this? Slytherin, Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff. Okay, not what I'm looking for there. Ooh. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Yeah. Okay, let's do something here. We got to keep these in order. Thank you, LBB. This is exactly what I needed. This isn't a perfect demonstration of what I'm going to try and do, but man, that is fantastic. Duns and Lady Birdie Bop, you all are fantastic at map making. Awesome. All right, this is definitely what I wanted. So let's go do a little bit of sciencing here. North. There we go. So I don't know if any of you have ever seen any kind of documentaries about how traditional hand-drawn 2D animation was accomplished, especially by folks like Disney and stuff like that. But the characters, the animated character would be drawn on what was called a cell. Pardon me, had a little bit of a coughing fit there. I'm gonna get me another cough drop. But the characters, I'm gonna start sounding like Good Times with Scar here, but hopefully not too much. I have nowhere near the knowledge that he did, or does. So the cell was, a. I'll answer your question here in just a second, Speedy. The cell was, it was called a cell because it was made out of cellophane plastic. It was clear, and they would do the illustration on the plastic, and then they would layer up all these different pieces of plastic, the cells, so they could get depth to them, and you could see ones behind the others, and so it was a really interesting effect. So this is what I want to experiment with. Let's, we're just gonna, oh yeah, that's right, I need item frames. Yeah, let's get some item frames. So I'm trying to see what maps look like with invisible item frames when they are on the glass and they are layered up with those air gaps. Speedy, regarding your question about the hardcore or skyblock, where can I find item frames? I have dabbled with skyblock, and I actually really like it. I want to do more of it. I am not necessarily too much of a fan of hardcore. I mean, it's fun to watch others, but I die too often, and it would just be frustrating to me if I were to be investing time into a world and then just have it suddenly go away because I did something stupid or a creeper snuck up on me or something like that. So it'll probably take a good while for me to start thinking about doing a hardcore world. But I don't know, who knows? I'm not going to say it's never going to happen because, it's always a possibility, but I have thought about doing a skyblock world. But for now, I'm just trying to focus on my Forever World occasionally, and then also Skizzlecraft, just so that I don't get too distracted. Something that's easy to do. But yeah, for now, I just like to focus on Skizzlecraft, I think. Okay, let's give this a whirl. We are going to do item frames here. Oh, and you know what? I also need flint. We'll get to that in a second. Let's place all of these. And I'm gonna make it so the sunburst is all going the same direction. In fact, let's do this. Let's put this one here. And then we're gonna put this one here. No, we'll just do it at the edge. Not my bed. My bed won't go on there. I mean, it will, but it won't look right. Okay, so I don't care about the center part of the sunflower. I'm just noticing the petals, and they all look very similar. I'm trying to see if I can get some depth here. I'm not even going to take a peek at them until I get those item frames vanished with some flint. Which, there it is. Now this is a mod that we have on the server that allows us to do stuff like armor stands and stuff, is by using the flint. And it's also how we make item frames invisible. So, where are we? Item frames. Interesting. It rotated it back around, but that's okay. We can always bring it back. I just noticed something. It's interesting. The painting is invisible on the other side. All right, let's go look at this. Sun's setting. That is interesting. That is what I was hoping for, is something like that. All right, I'm going in and out of the portal so that I don't teleport, but so that I can get a look-see at what's going on. I could go back a few more layers. Let's go sleep. I could go back a few more layers with that glass to improve the effect. And we will do that temporarily. But if I go back any further, I'm going to be outside of my base claim, so that's why it's going to be temporary. But if it works when we do that, then what we'll have to do is we'll have to move the portal forward that way so that we can get more layers. I just need to know how many layers I can go. So let's actually, rather than dyeing more glass, let's do this. We'll take off top level of each of these. Now, I was looking at vanilla tweaks the other day, and there's an option for glass that used to be there that is not there anymore. It was, right now, the only two versions that I can find are clean glass, where it doesn't have these little sparkly streaks in it, or there is borderless glass. And so none of this heavy line is on it anywhere. And what they used to have on vanilla tweaks was connected glass. That's where it would have a border around any block that was on the outside without any other glass touching it, but where you would see glass touching glass, you would not get a border. And that's what I wish I had, because I'm okay with the streaks. And I'm okay with the outside borders, but I want the waffle grid in the middle to be gone. And I just don't have a way of doing that. I'll go pick up those blocks here in a minute. Nether brick is a pain to source unless you have a nether fortress, and usually I've just been cooking my nether rack to make the nether brick, so I don't want to have to lose that. Lose any down here in the water? Nope. Okay. Let's go a few more layers out with this glass. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, yeah, Speedy, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough for hardcore. It would be, if I did hardcore, it would be a bunch of one-off. It would be a bunch of one-off episodes that were really short, because I would not be able to last very long. I mean, shoot, when I first joined Skizzlecraft, I probably died within the first 20 minutes. Oh, I'm one short. All right, let's go make more red glass. I have a feeling I'm going to need plenty of this stuff. Let's just make 32. And we'll head back here. And again, I'm going to be immediately tearing this out. Ah! Problem with the flint mod. Okay. Ooh, that's mine. Give me that back. Okay. Yeah, the problem with the flint mod is if you're accidentally on it, and you, on the piece of flint, and you right click with it, you enter into a menu you didn't want to be in. Anyway, what I was saying is I am going to be immediately tearing this out. Am I? Let's check something really quick. Ooh, this is the edge of the grid right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Interesting. Well, let's just see. We'll be playing around a little bit. All right. If it comes to right, let's see. Let's be smart about this. This is where we're allowed to go to. There we go. What the? I have no idea what I was just doing there. I think I was accidentally doing something with the flint mod, like holding down control or shift or something. Okay. We're going to see how many layers it takes to get the effect I'm looking for. Apparently I don't have enough netherrack now. We'll just keep going and keep stealing a peek at this until it looks like what we want, or we run out of glass. And then we'll adjust from there. There it goes, doing it again. It's because I'm holding shift while I'm going across the flint. There. I can do one more layer of glass. So that's the layer of glass right there. One more air gap. And then a layer of nether brick. That up there, bring this down here, and Okay. Now, let's get these torches in here as well. Because I think the light is an important part of the effect. Okay, that disappears nicely. Nope, nope. Let's come in by one. Yeah, you see how that disappears? So how many do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is a lot. That is a lot. But the effect is so nice. So let's try something. Let's take this. Take that. Is it still an invisible item frame? That's the question. And without being able to see them from the backside, I can't remember which ones have them. So we're going to skip one. We're going to go boop. Okay, it's not invisible anymore. Boop. And boop. And then, yes, we'll bring the flint back. Okay, you. And you. Apparently it turns it invisible and rotates it. Okay. Now we've got our nice little sunny Skizzle Man. No, don't teleport. Okay, that is fascinating. So that is kind of an effect that I like, that I'm going for. That makes for something interesting, and let's just try something else here. For that other layer in between. No, no, no. Ah, there we go. And let's get a little bit of stone. So hopefully you're starting to see some of what I'm intending with this. Ah! So that's the last one. So if we were to go like, I don't know, build something up like that. Maybe do a little bit of that. Can't put one there, but we could do something along there. You know, alternate these. We don't want to hide that one completely, but you know, something like that. Oh, somebody slept. Awesome, thank you. So you can kind of start to see a little bit of something going on. I don't think I'd be using full blocks. Or I might just stick to paintings. But what I'm looking for is you kind of see that parallax effect. You can see this perspective going back in there. Now, look at that, what I've got there, and how it's kind of red looking. Now look at this. So this is not my finished tunnel. This is going to be decorated up. Pardon me. Even with a cough drop in my mouth, I had a little bit of a coughing fit. This is going to get decorated and terraformed and stuff. And what I'm thinking I want to do is I want to do the same ghosting effect here and have its look match a little bit more of the finished product of here. So this is going to be a little bit of a long-term project. But what I want is I want you to have a hint of the nether tunnel when you're going in this way. And when you're coming out this way, you're on the nether side and you're getting ready to come out, I want you to have a hint of what's going on here. So whatever terraforming I do around this tower and the shell that I put around it, I want that to be there. So there's going to be a lot of map making in my future. But I think it's going to be worth it. I think it's going to be worth it. Let's drop off some materials. I have to get some of those blocks out of there. But now we know 11 or 10 is kind of a magic number for getting that fog effect. What else do we have? We need to get rid of this thing. My rocket didn't go. So let's go dig that out. Okay. We can keep this. That's our dividing line. Because technically I'm not allowed to build over here. Ah! I'm not allowed to build on this side of the base claim because it is not my base claim. It is just kind of a buffer zone. No building. We are going to honor that, and we're going to get rid of all this now that we know. And what this means is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is a perfect number for moving the portal. I'm going to have to move it another 8, which means it's also going to get moved in the nether, but only by 1 block. Not a big deal. Good. Didn't mean to go in my inventory. What I do want to do, though, is not grids. And I have no idea what thing I just selected that brought all that info up. I fat-fingered something. I think that's all my bits. Let's still go see what this looks like up here. Because we only took away 3. You know, that might work too. I don't know. We don't have a backstop behind it though. So I think we are going to want to move it by 8. I will set up markers for it. Oh, I've still got my bounding boxes on. You have a box over here that has a bunch of obsidian. Yeah, get out of there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, we want the 8th one to be this. Okay, this is actually a time for the coordinates. 3224. Let's make sure that's divisible by 8. Bring up my calculator here. 3224 divided by 8, and it is. Let's just go boop, boop, boop. And as I explained in my last stream, I am not a stickler for corner pieces on the portal. I think the corners afford a great opportunity for helping identify where that portal is heading. I'm not sure how high I want this new portal to go. It would be awesome if it was that tall, but I am planning on building a structure around it. And in light of that, I think I need to go to the Ender and get my tools fixed up a little bit, and I need to bring a few extra items with me, perhaps. So, I am zipping past a bunch of stuff. What did I just pick up? Oh. I didn't pick it up. Now that's going to be an animal drop. So is that. So is that. And we'll put some flint away. And we'll take this with us too. That away. I need to get some more rockets out of my rocket chest soon. Nope. 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 Yep. You go there. You go there. Animal drops. Nope. Animal drops. And that. And let's put you up there. What else we got? We've got our nether brick. Yeah, I definitely need to make a sorting system real soon. That is possibly going to be over in this direction. But I got to plan that out in creative first, because I know it's going to take digging a giant hole. I don't think I'm going to need scaffolding where I'm going. It's going to take digging a giant hole, and I am not... I'm not going to start digging a hole unless I know exactly where it's going to go. Alright, let's... we've got an ender chest. Got a couple more ender chests in there. Our ender chest has shulker shells. I don't think I need to clog up my inventory with full shulker boxes. And I could use a few more chests. This. One there, and we will take 3. Now let's go ahead and take this stuff. Let's get suited up so that we can get everything all mended up. I'm excited about this, I don't know what you call it, parallax, force perspective, nether portal. Oh yeah, I forgot to get my rockets. Alright. I do have one almost empty box. It does have a full stack of TNT. We have a few things we need to get. I'm not completely certain exactly of all the materials, but I do know that I'm going to need a lot of sandstone. Yes, I live in a desert, but I kind of want to keep my desert intact. I'm becoming the cat lady, or you're becoming the cat lady? The large amount of cats was from setting up the creeper farm, but yes, I bred way too many cats. We're going to be going to the resource world after this, so let's sleep here. Oh yeah, I have a lot of cats and a lot of dogs. Yeah, I was breeding up cats for the creeper farm, and I got a little carried away. Plus, I'm trying to get, like, 2 of every type of cat, as well as 2 of every type. Let's turn that off. 2 of every type of dog. Just because. That way I can breed them up and whatnot. So yeah, unfortunately it's not been very successful. When you have like one breed of one dog and another breed of the other, and 9 times out of 10 when you breed the 2 different types of dogs, the same dog keeps coming out when you really want the other one. Yeah, same with cats. That almost did it. Okay, now we can just start preparing everything else. Oh no, I forgot to... what do I normally do? Okay. Yeah, I don't like picking up ender pearls. There. That's better. Okay, and then next tool. And red shearing. Alright, gentlemen, that's all she wrote. How do I... Oh, I picked up a bow. Alright. Let's just make sure it's not the good one. And... there we go. And we can do this. And I guess I'll be good and clean up all the ender pearls. A lot of ender pearls. That's probably why it was left on. Because somebody was like, I don't have time to wait for this. No, we got time. We'll take care of this. And I'm going to turn off the coordinates HUD. Yeah. I like the mystery sometimes. Though, if we are going to the resource world, maybe it would be good to have it up. Just because if we find something interesting that hasn't been written down anywhere, it might be good to do the hubsters a favor and say, hey, I found something cool. Alright, so I have not been to the resource world in a while. Not since the latest resource world reset. Because of things. I was just busy. Yeah, okay. Ooh. Biome locations, awesome. Water, savanna, birch, bamboo, woodland. I don't see any desert. Huh. Well, it'll be near Savannah. Sometimes they're near jungle. Oh, somebody mapped. Awesome. Well, let's sleep. Let's double check that I brought a bed with me. Yes, I did. Be careful, there's a giant cave. Found the entrance. Blah, 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 this way. Okay, bubbles and drop. Nothing on this side. Okay, just making sure I've got everything. Also, let's do turn on coordinates HUD. Because we're not completely at 0, 0. So I'm going to screenshot this so I can find it. And it looks like the reason desert is not written down is because it is here. Well, let's get digging. Oh, and it's right there. This is probably the one that everybody's been digging out. I mean, look at all that stone. Yep. What does this say? Okay, so that's the strip mine. Maybe we'll leave this one alone. We'll just go back over here to this little island and start doing what we got to do. I mostly want sandstone. So let's just start with that. And let's see here. Fortune, let's get that out of there. We're not going to need that. We're going to need that. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a couple of shulkers. I like to try and keep those evenly balanced so that I can keep track of what's going on, like how many I have. Is it a little extra? Maybe. Let's put these on the sand because I'm not going for the sand right now. In fact, I probably should have put this stuff over on the sand as well. Okay. Now, what I should do is I should set up a beacon. Let's just go boop, 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 like that. And where are we going to set this? Let's go over here because we've got the range on this thing. Let's find a good spot for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Always amazes me on the beacons how much of the iron gets used up just in that first layer. I mean, I guess it makes sense. 9 times 9, 81, but still. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I want to make sure I didn't accidentally make a rectangle. Boom. All right. Arguably, I should have brought more food with me, but, you know. And this is the way to do it, I tell you what. Now, what would be really good is if I could also find a red sand desert. Thought that was suspicious gravel for a second. It's getting all excited. So Speedy, what are you working on these days? I have a feeling I asked you this already in a previous stream, so I apologize if this is like old news. Don't mean to have you repeat yourself, but you know, tell me about what you're working on. Or anybody else who might be watching, which right now I think is just Speedy. It's not going to take us very long to get 2 shulkers filled up with sandstone at this rate. Make my inventory just a little bit bigger. I'll be putting down my bed. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. And let's light up under here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. All right. That makes me feel a little safer. Don't need any unwelcome guests showing up just because I left my beacon, left it dark under the beacon. Let's try and pick up all our little bits and bobs. Yeah, we'll get 2 boxes of sandstone, and then we'll get our beacon And we'll head off to somewhere else, see if we can't find some red sand, or we might head to the what was it? The savannah, because there's oftentimes badlands near there. And I could use some more terracotta. Oh, we still got a little bit of time before it gets too dark. Yeah, it's time. Yeah, it's time to sleep. Speedy, did my stream freeze for you? Because it's frozen for me. Well, that's cool that you started a world on your own. Hold on just a second. I need to hit refresh. Okay. Now it's moving again. Yeah. Speedy, let me know. Did my stream freeze for you? Because it definitely froze for me. And now I notice my music has stopped. So, pardon the technical difficulties. Okay, glad to know things were good on your end. Yeah, my screen had totally frozen on Twitch. So, let's hop over to Spotify and get another album going. This album is going to be Renegade. I've never listened to this album before. But I've liked most of what Harris Heller does, so, you know. Same artist. Still DMCA free music. Oh, that villager scared me. Holy cow. Forgot that there's a village right over there. Thought I had a villager sneaking up on me. It's about time for me to drop down to another layer. Just because I'm encountering more and more sand, and I want sandstone. There we go. Okay. I had the wrong screens showing. Okay, let's go down another layer here. And it just occurred to me there is an awesome coral reef there. And a ruined portal, but I imagine that has already been looked at. I'll go check it out after I'm done getting my sandstone. But I would bet you that particular ruined portal has already been looted. Just making sure I wasn't accidentally picking up sand. I don't want no stinking sand. You know, it takes 4 sand to make 1 sandstone. It's ridiculous. Good night, Oh, she's too quick. Good night, Lavender. Yeah, Speedy, I have my own solo world, my forever world called the Crimson Kingdom that I do try and post videos on occasionally, or I do streams from. It has kind of fallen a little bit by the wayside since I joined Skizzlecraft. But part of that was I started the forever world first, and I realized for me personally, I was missing out on community. So that was why I wanted to join Skizzlecraft. And so it is sometimes hard to find a balance uh, between the two, so that I'm not neglecting one over the other. I do tend to spend a little bit more, well, a lot more time on Skizzlecraft, especially since it's a Patreon server. So if I'm spending the money on it every month, I kind of want to dedicate more time to that. But I will say that both of them have their pros and cons. Like in my forever world, I am the admin. I am the admin. I am the moderator, and so I can decide how I'm going to handle that. Like if I decide to start integrating command blocks into stuff, I can do that, which is pretty cool. If I decide I want to build a massive industrial area that has 1,000 hoppers and would create all kinds of lag on a multiplayer server, I can do that because it's just me on that world. So that is pretty neat being able to do that in a solo world, and it's a world that I plan on keeping for, well, I mean, it's called a forever world for a reason. I plan on keeping it for a very long time and just updating it as new updates come out. And so I'm interested to see how it grows. And if I get tired of a particular building style in an area, I can just kind of migrate over to a new area and start building in a new style. So that is the cool thing about that. But again, it's hard when you don't have the community. Like one thing I've really appreciated about being on Skizzlecraft, especially with the 2 prior streams to this, is I had some really good interactions with fellow hupsters, and like trial chamber raiding and just getting a tour of Trenzalor's base, seeing his storage system. It's all been really nice being on the multiplayer server. Speaking of nice, I'm gonna leave some stuff for whoever else comes this way. And let's go get our beacon. Normally I dismantle, well, yeah, I can still dismantle this from the bottom up. I just won't be able to get all of it. I like to do it from the bottom up because then I still keep my haste while I'm dismantling this. Luckily, that didn't take us too long to get 2 shulkers of sandstone. We do have a fair amount of sandstone in double chest back at our base claim. But I wanted more. This gives us a full double chest worth of sandstone. And I'm not sure how much of this stuff I'm actually going to need. Because when I start building this, I'm not sure if I'm going to have a full-fledged plan. I'm probably going to be looking at reference pictures. But I will say that moving my portal by 8 blocks will give me more room to accomplish what I want to accomplish with the structure. I'm going to be building sort of like a... Well, I know the Parthenon is in Greece, and we're doing more of an Egyptian theme. but there are some similar looking buildings in Egyptian architecture, as far as like double rows of columns and a long flat roof and all that. I can't reach that. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of sandstone. It may actually be a lot of quartz too, which oof, that's gonna be a pain. You go here, you go here, 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 and I used up my iron ingot. I should have brought more with me. Grab that, and then we will sleep here before we head out to the next area. Also, like I said, I'm going to check out that portal. This might be my last cough drop that I've got in my pocket. What have I got in my pocket? The wall is still on, too. We got a few. Got a couple of helpers. Oh, and I picked up one extra sandstone. Once you know it, I probably have one stack that is only 63 or something like that, instead of a full 64 stack. Have you been looted? Nah. Probably whoever looted it said the same thing. Okay. So which direction do we want to go? Let's head back to here. Oh, there's all kinds of terracotta over there. And red sand. Alright. Not sure if there's red sandstone. But let's just do this without the beacon. See how much of this we can get. It's funny that you never encounter red sandstone in the wild. It doesn't seem like you do anyway. It's always the red sand is on top of terracotta. I'm getting so many sticks. Probably just gonna throw a bunch of them into the sea. Get out of here. You too. I'm not ready for dry bushes yet. Oh, Speedy, thanks for the offer as far as the smelted terracotta. Yeah, I'm actually probably going to be using a lot of just regular terracotta for my build. Get out of here, you yellow sand. Don't want you. I have enough of that. Or do you mean like clay that you got that you then smelted to make terracotta? Then I mean I might. But we do have a resource world for a reason. I don't want to take away resources, even though you're offering. I don't want to make others do all the work for me. But yeah, I appreciate the offer, but I'll see. Sometimes it's nice to just have the low-key mining sessions and. Not what I meant to do. Oh, let's lay down a crafting bench. Let's just do one. Let's see here. Oh, I'm torn. Am I going to want sand? Let's do one row of sand. And do the rest as sandstone. Because we may actually want red sand at some point. I don't want to just turn it all into sandstone. And then be like, ow! I should have kept some as sand. Oop. Also sticks. Where am I at on sticks? Get out of here. Get out of here. Now is this... What color? Is this orange terracotta? Yeah. Get back there. Yoink. I might ignore all the sand on that side near the water. It's just too difficult to get all that. Okay. We are almost done with the red sand in this area. Maybe. There's a shipwreck there. I wonder if any... I'm sure somebody's raided that, but I'm going to go look. Yeah, it's getting to where it's difficult to collect it just because it's in such small amounts. So we'll pick up what we've dropped here. Let's see here. Sandstone. All of that for less than 2 stacks. Awesome. East, west. Okay. West is where there was a boat. Over there is where there's terracotta. Alright, let's pick up our stuff here. Maybe we'll throw the terracotta in here with the red sand. Let's just do this. Oop. You can despawn for all I care. And I don't need that many sticks. Do that. Now, we have really been burning through my pick when we were doing that sandstone, so I'm not sure how much longer we're going to last. Huh. I'd say this thing's probably been raided already. Yeah. Just suspicious stew. Come on. Okay, fine. wouldn't be surprised since that's a different type of wood. Oh, that was the one I just looked at. All right. All good. That's a pretty little staircase there. Where is that? Where did somebody build over here? Huh. I wonder what this is. I wonder if that's like some kind of a squid farm or something. It just occurred to me. I'm a little ways from shore. I can't get my wings out. There we go. All right, let's head over to the terracotta. This is the plain terracotta, right? Where does it tell me? Where does it tell me? It's supposed to be telling me which block I'm looking at. Can't tell. Yep, that's just plain terracotta. Ooh, it's bedtime. Probably not gonna need the shovel. But let's do set this down. And let's get to mining. Ooh, we are gonna need a beacon. Okay. One, two, three, four, and we'll take this one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's too bad it's kind of tedious to set this up, but it's worth it. 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Did I do too many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I did too many. Okay, I was concerned that it wasn't activating. Okay, there we go. Now we're ready. Oh, so much better. I'm gonna stick with just plain terracotta as much as I can because I can always dye it. But you can't get plain terracotta unless you cook clay. So there are actually 17 colors of terracotta, thanks to this plain terracotta. What was I going to say? There are 16 colors of dyes, but you cannot dye something into a plain terracotta. So I'll just as soon go with all plain, and then make what I need from that. Now I'm also gonna need, for my build, I'm probably gonna need some warped stem and some crimson stem. But I have a farm for those. I'm not too worried about that. Is that more sand? There's more red sand. Interesting. I might have to make myself yet another shulker. Might also have to switch to my fortune pick here really soon. We got 416 left on the durability. 415, okay. We will burn through that pretty quickly. It seems like we're going to be making another trip to the Ender before the end of this stream. This stuff in here for now. I'm gonna grab another one of these. Just gonna do this. And let's go and collect all of these other bits and bobs that we left lying around. I just saw that I got one of those. Don't want the orange. How are we looking? We got a couple more stacks. Okay, we still got 12 stacks to go. What I gotta do is I gotta get me a netherite pick. Just the added durability would be nice. See where we're getting to with this. I can tell it's getting to be late in the night for me because I am running out of things to say. The brain is shutting down, especially with having been sick this last week. We're gonna keep trucking on this as long as we can. I need five and some change. Let's see if that gets us there. We're still picking them up, which means our inventory isn't full. dumping a lot more sticks off the edge of a cliff here pretty soon. Okay. We'll do the old leave a chest for the next person. That's good. Oh, I missed some. I'm trying not to leave too much stuff just floating. Except for the sticks. Sticks can get wrecked. Get that. Alright. So this can go in here. Awesome. And get rid of that. So I want to carry this. We got to put the beacon back in there. It's getting to be late in the day. Sun's getting real low. We are going to move over and grab some of that red sand. See if we can maybe not fill up our shulker with red sandstone, but make some more progress on it, at least. We're not going to need the beacon for that. Speedy, thanks for joining me. Next oh, please no more obsidian prisons. But dude, I was seriously, thank you for joining me on the chat. It was really nice to have that interaction with you. How about just a box of obsidian, a shulker box of obsidian, instead of encasing me in obsidian again? All right, you have a good night, Speedy. Go in the hole. If you don't know what Speedy was referring to regarding the obsidian prison, last time he was participating in the chat in one of my streams, after I left the server, he did a little, he left me a very nice gift box. Hope I'm saying that right. Speedy left me a very nice gift box, and then I went through my portal and realized that my portal on the nether side had been completely encased in obsidian, and I spent the next half hour digging myself out, and that's how I ended up with all that obsidian at my base claim. Too much more of that, and that's basically like having torn out one of the whole end columns of obsidian. Alright, I don't think we're gonna need the beacon again tonight. Let's continue on over this way, where there's a little bit more flat area. Oh, I left some stuff. Pick it up. More red sand in big flat area. Yeah, this is looking like what we want. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Let's just go over here. This is fan-flippin-tastic. Let's go down to like right here. Put that down. Put that down. And we'll put one of these down. And we'll put the bed down just in case. Let's get digging. Diggity diggity. Hello. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, good. Oh man, that goes down there. Oh, jeez. Ugh. Sorry, but that's what happens. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, I am not tired anymore after that. Holy goodness. I don't know what I thought that was. That was just the last thing I expected to see. And being right next to that cliff like that, down into a lava pit. Holy cow. I felt tingles on the back of my hands from that jump scare. No thank you, sir. I did not find that funny. Actually, I did. That was pretty funny. Did not find it fun at first. Shouldn't have snuck up on me. Should not have done that. How are we doing? Nope, not quite a full inventory. And you know what? I could probably make it better by getting rid of a bunch of those. Already full. Alright. Over here. Take out these two. Alright. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Wrong thing. Okay. All of that for not quite 3 stacks. It's gonna be a little bit more tedious than I thought. Let's go pick up these little bits here and then get digging some more. It really is too bad that the red sand is only 1 layer deep. But I guess the nice thing about it only being one layer deep is that it's very unlikely to have that. Which I guess it does occasionally, but that's alright. Alright, just about time to craft up some more. Alright, so for a full inventory, I get 3 stacks. I got 10 more to go. Don't know if there's enough sand here for that. Means I gotta do like 3 and some change full inventory fulls of red sand. Alright, bed's calling. Alright. See if we can get through this. Are there any more? That might be a better stretch over there, considering what I've done to this bit here. I don't know. Let's get this little plateau and then maybe head over that way. Sure, this is how everybody wants me to spend my stream, is just digging sand. That's a dark hole. We may just right off getting a full 2 rows of red sandstone. I don't know. I was gonna go down in there. All right. Yeah, let's pick up the rest of these bits. I don't know about you, but I think I am getting tired of digging up the sand. The tools are getting a little tired of it too. You know what? We just need 3 more. Make 1 more block. No, not 4. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's how many I need total. Stupid. There. We'll eat. Get rid of some sticks. And pick up our junk. Still not quite full. Yeah, not quite full. Get everything. Okay. Let's just see what's out a little bit further. There is plenty more red sand, so I don't have to worry about that. Plenty of terracotta. There's the center. There's our portal back, I should say. Yeah, we have no shortage of red sand in this resource world, so or coral. So when I go to make my oasis prettier, I have plenty of resources for bringing in more coral. Yeah, it's no wonder the desert wasn't even mentioned on that biome board. Desert is just everywhere here. Wow, that's a nifty little village right there on the water. Alright, just getting a look-see of what's nearby. A lot of desert. Well, that's good. Now I know where to go to get more sand without having to decimate my own biome. You know, in one of the previous resource worlds, it's like the only thing you could find was ice. So this is kind of nice now. Oh yeah, here's where somebody has been strip mining the desert. Zombie camel. Well, this is where I was earlier. But yeah, I think it's time for us to head back. What is that? There's a sign down there. Water mobs swim here. Oh, I think that's so we can get some Nautili transported back to the overworld if we so desire. Well, that's nice to know. Okay, well, I need to go visit the Ender again. Because my silk pick is about to break. sounds like the music stopped, but I'm not gonna get any more going now. It's pretty late. I need to be wrapping this up real soon. Do I have this set as my spawn? I do now. Oh yeah, let's fill that inventory up really quick. I like the end flashes. Does funny things with the colors, but yeah. So mostly we need our silk pick and our silk shovel prepared. So I've got a few materials to start on my build, but around my portal, but I do have something bigger planned than just the structure around the portal itself that is also part of the portal build, but I want to keep that a little bit of a secret until I'm ready to really reveal it. But it is going to take quite a bit more resource gathering. I'm gonna need some gold colored stuff. I'm gonna need a bunch of black colored stuff. I don't know if that's going to be blackstone or black concrete or some mix of the two, along with some deep slate. But it's going to be big. It's going to be big. And I know I haven't even gotten going on the outside tower, the facade of the rocket factory, but darn it, when inspiration hits, I want to get going on it. So I will try and do some more resource gathering off camera before the next stream. Well, I don't know if it would be before the next stream. Maybe the next stream will still be more resource gathering. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I have plans. We are going to have to move that portal, so I do need to do that probably before I start building the structure. And I'm hoping that the structure doesn't interfere too much with the location of the rocket factory. I think that did it. All right, I'm all good there. Get ready, y'all. And I'm going to leave those pearls this time. Somebody else can deal with them. But we are going to head back to our base. Actually, you know what? Yeah, didn't mean to land there. I'm just going to do this. There we go. Let's also do that. I don't like those there. Anyway, thank you all for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. It was good to be back streaming again after being out for a few days sick, but I am mending up and I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things with both the building and the videos and the streaming. And I look forward to seeing you all next time. If you are watching this at a later date on YouTube, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up button and the subscribe button because It really lets me know what kind of content I should be making, and I would hate for you all to miss out when I do make some stuff. So I look forward to seeing you all next time, and I will talk to you later. Bye.